very good morning and warm welcome to Bonita's House Call here on SABC2. Bana ba mangkhaudiseng e motshwana. Marwala mosetla khaibane. Ke se ke dumedisitse. I'm Dr. Victor Ramathesela. Nna ngone o tlisetsang baka ka tlung. Le tla ngwana sa tsana se seng hora haile ya borobong hoseng. Now we want to congratulate all the South African company that has made its technology and expertise available in the recent rescue of 33 trapped miners in Chile. But we also want to acknowledge many other South Africans who continue to make a name for themselves by selflessly responding to the plight that befall mankind in various parts of the world. And one such person is Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman, chairperson of the Gift of the Givers Foundation, who has graciously agreed to honor us with his presence this morning and to tell us more about his organization and their activities. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let us watch this insert that tells us a little bit more about the work that they've done throughout the years in many parts of the world. Let's enjoy and watch.
Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman is the founder and chairman of Gift of the Givers Foundation, which is the largest disaster response organization of African origin on the African continent. Founded on the 6th of August 1992, initially in response to disasters, the organization, under his direction, has diversified into 22 categories of projects, including agricultural sustainability, entrepreneurship, education, scholarships, and water provision, amongst many others. He qualified as a medical doctor in 1984 at the University of Natal Medical School and was in private practice for 8.5 years before managing Gift of the Givers on a full-time basis. In 2003, he was admitted as an honorary member of the Golden Key Society. Among the 58 individual and organizational awards received are the President's Order of the Star of South Africa from F.W. de Klerk in 1993, the Peter Maritzburg Civic Commemoration Award from Nelson Mandela in 1997, and the Order of the Baobab from President Jacob Zuma in 2010. In 2006, he received another award from President Pervez Musharraf of Pakistan for service delivery to Pakistan earthquake victims. The Gift of the Givers Foundation has delivered over 400 million in aid to 27 countries around the world, including South Africa, in a period of 18 years. The foundation has designed and developed the world's first and largest containerized mobile hospital, which was deployed in Bosnia. It was comparable to the best hospitals in Europe and remains unmatched to this day. The foundation assists irrespective of race, religion, color, class, political affiliation, or geographical boundary. The Gift of the Givers Foundation has an excellent partnership relationship with the South African government for the delivery of our local projects, as well as for foreign aid delivery.
Certainly one of those organizations that has done a lot for mankind and that has put South Africa in a very, very, very sound footing. Dr. Sooliman, once again, thank you so much for having agreed to grace our studios with your presence and coming all the way from Peter Maritzburg. We really appreciate the traveling and the time that you have taken to be with us this morning. Thank you once again.
But thank you for the invite to be on your show.
Thank you. 3 presidential awards in South Africa. Take us through this.
The first one was in 1993 by President F.W. de Klerk, after our mission to Bosnia. And it was a remarkable mission in that we designed the world's first containerized mobile hospital, the only one of its kind in the world, produced by South African technology. When everyone says Africa is backwards, that we are a begging continent, that we don't know what to do, we designed the world's first containerized mobile hospital, put them in shipping containers, and took them across to Europe. And when a CNN commentator saw this containerized mobile hospital, he said, "I'm standing outside South African container hospital, and I can tell you it's comparable to any of the best hospitals in Europe." And he was talking about fixed structures, not containers in Europe. That was the first award. You know, it was in recognition of what we had done to give the country recognition.
In Bosnia, that was.
So the hospital was placed in Bosnia.
Former President F.W. de Klerk's award.
Yes.
And Madiba's award?
That was on behalf of the city council in Peter Maritzburg. When he was granted the freedom of the city, in 1997. At that same time, the city gave a commendation award, and he was asked to pass the award on to me on behalf of the Pietermaritzburg City Council in April 1997.
I see. And Madiba's?
That was Madiba's.
Oh, that was Madiba's.
Yeah.
That's the
That's the one, yeah.
And then, of course, the latest one?
From President Jacob Zuma on the 27th of April, the National Order. You know, again, in recognition of all the work that has been done over the years. There's been a lot of work inside the country and outside the country. We've assisted basically people in 29 countries, including South Africa.
Okay.
And was in recognition of that.
Before we talk about your organization and its origins, Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman, born in that small town in the northwest that has brought as many giants, including the late Stix Murewa, the late Deputy Minister Modefis Funaro, the late now Rex Rabanye, who was a musical composer, and many other unsung heroes. Potchefstroom. That's where you're born?
Yes, that's my hometown.
And your movement from Potchefstroom to where you are today?
I moved to Durban in 1975 to continue studying that time Standard 7. Standard 7, 8, 9, and 10, and matric in Sasri College in Durban. And because to get into medical school as a black person, you know, the only one ready for us was in Durban. So living in Durban would be a better opportunity and a better chance of getting into the medical school in Natal, that time called University of Natal Medical School.
Okay.
And of course I got in there in 1979, you know, into the medical school in Natal. Finished there in 1984 with internship, a junior internship, the internship in 1985, and in 86 I was in private practice in Pietermaritzburg. But the move was for schooling purposes in 1974.
Now you were in general practice for how many years?
8.5 years.
8.5 years.
Yeah.
And why did you move?
It's a combination of factors. You know, whilst being in general practice, I started these missions, but not under the name Gift of the Givers. It was under different names. Mozambique Relief Fund, Iraq Relief Fund, Bangladesh Relief Fund. And in the process, in August 1991, during the Bangladesh Relief Mission, when we went to respond to a cyclone, we landed up in Turkey, and we met a spiritual teacher. We greeted him. What I loved about the place, especially after the Gulf War, during the Gulf War, people were polarized. It was like Christians, Jews on one side, Muslims on the other side, the Western world on one side, the Islamic world on the other side. Society was very polarized. And coming from a South African society where you had the Afrikaner church, and again you had white people on one side and black people on one side, we had tunnel vision. We were very prejudiced to anybody, not your color and not your religion. And when I went to this Islamic place in Turkey, I saw people from all countries, Jews, Christians, Hindus, Muslims, black, white, and I couldn't understand this. And when I asked the spiritual teacher, what's going on here? He said, you're lost, aren't you? I said, yes. I said, Russians bombed us in Afghanistan. Jews bombed us in Palestine. Americans bombed us in Iraq. Hindus burned the mosques in India. Why are all these people here? He said, don't generalize. Don't look at negativity at all people. And he said something very important. He said, you see all these people? They represent different religions. But the God of all religion is one. We call him by different names. And mankind is one single nation. This is the unity of mankind. He said if any teacher, no matter is an imam, a rabbi, a priest, if he preaches conflict, disorder, violence, terrorism, and the killing of innocent life, he is not a man of God, don't follow him. Any person that teaches love, mercy, compassion, understanding, and kindness is a man of God, follow him. So he said, this is what we do in life, we show love and mercy. And that's the first thing that impressed me. I went back in 1992. It was a Thursday evening, the 6th of August. He said, you back, my friend? I said, yes. He said, in your soul, I can see that you love to help people. I'm instructing you. I'm not asking you. I'm instructing you that you will form an organization. The name in Arabic will be Waqful Waqifin. Translated, it means gift of the givers. He said the motto of your organization will be one line. This one line is the essence of all teaching, of all the world religions, of all the books. The essence is in one line only. So I said, what is that? He said it in Arabic again. Khairun nas may yanfa'un nas. Translated meaning, best among people are those who benefit mankind. And he said, listen very carefully. Best among people are those who benefit mankind, not Muslim. He said, your aim now for the rest of your life is to go back and first serve the people in your country and people anywhere in the world unconditionally. Don't expect anything in return. Don't expect any thanks. Expect to get a kick up your back for the work that you do. If you don't get the kick up your back, regard that as a bonus. He said, but do it unconditionally. Preach, look after people with dignity. Show them love, show them kindness. Because when somebody is in the ground, you don't push him down further. You pick him up. So don't use rotten food, expired medicines, broken down things. When you give what you yourself would like to receive. And give it without expecting thanks. Just give it and turn around.
So this was a clear-cut instruction from this instructor or this teacher?
The spiritual teacher.
The spiritual teacher.
Yeah.
Did he know that you're a doctor?
Yes, he knew I was a doctor.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't say leave your practice. All he said is, I met him in 91, I was still in practice. In 92, I was still in practice, you know. And when he said, go back and this is the mission for the rest of your life. And subsequently, I've been to Turkey 16 times, right? And he told me, you know, in 1999, that's the last time I met him. He passed on after that.
Oh,
he
bless
said,
his soul.
Yeah, he said, this thing will get much bigger than you'll ever be able to imagine and understand. Dr. Victor, I didn't know he was talking about what I'm seeing today. It's way too big.
400 million rands that you've spent over the years in 27 countries.
Yeah.
Now, gift of the givers. So you came back to South Africa upon the instruction of this man to form this organization, which is mainly a not-for-profit organization, I suspect.
No. It's purely charity. You know, it's I always make a joke. I specialize in spending other people's money.
I see.
That's a charity organization. But they get maximum returns in this well and in the year after.
Yes.
Because we manage it in a good way. When we started off, the projects were small. While the first project was the Bosnia project in 1992. That was quite expensive because we designed this hospital. But generally, the projects were 2 million, 3 million a year. And I thought, okay, I can run my practice. I can do this part-time, you know. But then when this thing started growing, I realized when you serve people, you can't do it part-time. You have to do it in a very specialized manner. You can't be a professional doctor and give full attention, and you can't be a professional person response to life and death situations and do it properly if you do the two at the same time. Because somewhere along the line, it's going to clash. And it happened. When I went to Bosnia, I was gone for like 2 to 3 months at a time. My patients were waiting in the surgery. I put a locum. They say, no, they don't want the locum. They want me. And they don't go to any other doctor. And I said, this cannot work.
So it was a disservice to your patient.
Yeah, it is a disservice.
Now, who is the gift of the givers? The organization, who is it? Is it a board of trustees and many other people who contribute? Is it all South Africans from all walks of life? Who is it?
It's a group of people that got together to form the organization.
I see.
It's based on Islamic religious principles and on the Sufi teaching, which is simply serve all of mankind unconditionally. Don't put barriers by religion, by color, by class, or by race. Open it to everyone. The donations come from all South Africans. The aid goes to South Africans and people outside South Africa. It's simple as that. People donate from anywhere, from corporates, from ordinary people, from companies, from churches, from mosques, from synagogues, and it goes back to the people in the country, in the continent, and all over the world.
It is quite clear from what the organization does that you have a very close relationship with the government in its various tiers, national, provincial, and local. But who funds the gift of the givers?
South Africans only. It's purely South African money, from a pensioner to a child that goes to a religious school, to a school pupil, a university student, a pensioner, and a corporate giant from all over. But it's not the big money. It's masses of small money that's built up to make this big money. My relationship with government has always been there. We use government as a partner to facilitate, especially when it comes to international support.
Just hold it at that point. One is, le ana wa dumela hore ditaba di monate ha di bua ke mongana tsona re tla tswela pele he go ntshana sa inong le phura lesedi le metu wa rona boshotlo and continue our discussion with Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman hang hang ha re khutla papatsong ha re matheko.